Okay, good morning and welcome to another new week. And this is 1st of December. So from the smart candles, happy new month to everyone and best wishes. All right, so we'll get down into business straight. So as we all know, or for those maybe joining us for the first time, or for those that'll be streaming this afterward, welcome to the smart candles. In here, we'll discuss everything relating to smart money trading and how to stay profitable using the smart money trading method for your chart analysis. So, as we all do, every Monday we'll gather here to look at the chart, make our directional bias for the week, just like what we did last week, where we looked at the market, made our projections, and some played out, and maybe to some extent some also had a stop loss. It's normal. We are here again this week to actually look at the chart again. Let's get to see what we'll be trading for this week, or what we'll be looking at for this week. So good morning everyone, again happy new month and welcome to today's live stream. So let's get straight into business. So we'll be looking at BTC. um Let me take this off. This was last week analysis as we all looked at for. So this was the move as of last week. This was where BTC was before price was dropped down. And from last week, I said something. I said I was expecting this push to move down into this demand level here, and that's exactly what market did. If I should take this off, you see that immediately the price tapped into this other block that was here, the price moved up, came back into this one again, moved up to this supply that we had here. So let me take this off so that we get to actually understand what we are having for this week. Okay, so let's look at BTC from the weekly level. Okay, so I believe my screen is up and we can all see my screen, right? And if you're having any issue or yeah, from your phone, you're using phone for this live stream and maybe the screen is blur, just click on the setting icons at the top. Then you'll see quality. Select higher picture quality. And your resolution will be brighter. Okay, so this is BTC on the weekly level here. And on this weekly level, from the weekly level, market is still bullish from the weekly level. So let's get to mark this. You have a valid break here, the upside. You have a liquidity sweep at this level here. Now we have this other block here. So this is the weekly order block, and you can see this other block swept, or that candlestick swept liquidity below this point. This swept liquidity at this level here. So this is what we have on the weekly. So if we look at the weekly, we can see all of our criteria are in point. See a push to the upside. Then what we had this inducement here on the weekly. We have this fair value gap, and price has eventually what moved into this other block. So let's get to look at the daily time frame to actually see what we have on the daily level. So first we'll refine our order block. Let's get to refine the order block. So this is what we have as our order block. So from the daily, this order block is still what? It's still valid, and it's still something we still need to what? Up to if price will hold or price will break to this level. That's what we need to look at for now. If this level will be able to hold price, or we should be expecting price to move all the way to 60,000 or 61,000 thereabouts. And if this price should get broken, then it's going to be a massive sell. But for now, this daily level is something we still need to look at for. So 83k to 74,000 is something we still need to look at for BTC. So on the daily level, we still have a demand zone which is still in control. Till this zone is taken out, then that zone will out for more sales below this point, because after this point the next level we have is still down below. So this is what we have on the daily here. So let's step down to the 4 hours to look at the most current price action to actually look at for. Okay, so on 4 hours, this is the daily zone. So if we should look at this zone, looking at the current price action, we marked this level. This was the supply zone we are looking at for. This was the supply zone at this level. That was the most recent zone to actually expect price to come back into. And at this point you can see we had this engineered liquidity at this level, and price has tapped into supply. And we stated something that when price is coming from a higher demand level, what do you want to see? We want to see price being able to take out previous low, that's this low. And for this scenario here, we have from here you have this trend line liquidity at this point. That is what you have here. You have your liquidity sitting below this point, and as a result we should be expecting maybe further sell to the downside, but we'll be able to get that clear price action on the 1 hour to actually understand if we should be looking out for sells or buys. So at this level, this price has tapped into this supply. So let's step down to the 1 hour. Okay, so from the 1 hour, let's get to refine this other block properly. Okay, so this is what we have on the 1 hour. If we should refine the other block, so price has mitigated the 1 hour other block. Price has tapped into this supply, and we can see that after price tapped into this supply, we had this level here. We had this level. At that point, we had this change of character, and price gave us this other block on the 1 hour. Price came back to mitigate at this point. So what was the next we are expecting on BTC for this morning price action or for this week, you can see that this low has been taken out. After this low was taken out, the whole of this what liquidity at this point too, some has also been what taken out, because if you look at this level, all of these relative equal lows has been taken out at this point. So where is our next other block we want to see price come back into? This is what we want to see. So this is a key level to actually what tell if we should turn bullish, because any break above this point, then what we are going to be expecting more bullish movement to the upside. But for now, this is a major supply that we need to look at for. So what was our expectation? We want to see this price not just moving into this point. No, we want to see this price move into this point, give us what an engineered liquidity for tapping into this zone. If this price comes straight into the supply zone, then this zone is invalid. But if this price gives us what an engineered liquidity, just like what I have here, then what this zone is what expected to hold. Look at the condition that is given. If the price just pulls into your zone, then there is a high tendency what that zone is going to fail. So we have to see engineered liquidity, or we need to have engineered liquidity for us to what validate this zone. And once we have this engineered liquidity into this level, that's only when we'll be able to what take this sell to the downside. And whatever we are doing, don't forget, we are expecting to grab all of this liquidity below this point, just like what we had here. You see, this zone was used as what an engineered liquidity, and price tapped into this, and you can see the reaction to the downside. So that's why engineered liquidity is very, very important. It's very, very important for us to actually what take our trades. I believe this is taking, and there is nothing hidden on this chart. This is well explained in detail. So let's look at gold. If this is okay and taking, let's get to look at gold this morning. What are we expecting from gold this week? So this is gold on the daily, and just like what we've been singing, we said what gold is bullish. Gold is bullish. So from the daily, this is what we have. You can see this mitigation into this level. So let's get to step down to the 4 hours to get to see what we are expecting on this side, because already we've seen that gold has tapped into this demand level. And where is the high we are trading into? This was the first high, and I didn't actually consider this high. I was expecting market to actually sweep that high, because that was like an engineered liquidity. So we are expecting to move into this level. This was the level I was expecting price to move into on the daily. So that's what we have on the daily. So let's go down to the 4 hours so we get to understand in detail. All right. So looking at gold on the 4 hours, you can see this is the mitigation we had on the daily. So let's refine this to 4 hours level at this point. So on the 4 hours, this price didn't mitigate this zone. It came very close to this level, and we had a push to the upside. So having a push to the upside, at this level we had what, a change of character at this point. After having that change of character, price came back to mitigate this other block if you check it on the 1 hour, and also came back again, this retracement into this level again. At this point, price pushed up to the upside, giving us what, a valid break of structure at this point. A valid break of structure, leaving us with this other block at this point on the 4 hours. So on the 4 hours, price has already come back to mitigate this level. Price has come back to mitigate this level, and you can see we are expanding to the upside. Price is moving to the upside. And what are we expecting next from this price action? So at this level we had a change of character. This is a change of character at this level, followed by what? A break of structure at this level. Price has mitigated this other block here, and we have another other block still sitting at this point, yet to be mitigated. We have this push here, and having this push, we have this other block still sitting here. So let's go down to 1 hour. Let's get to see the next move for gold. Next move on gold. So this is a valid break here. Let's get to indicate that. So as of last week, I was expecting a correctional move into this level. This was what I had on gold. I think I dropped a short of this particular analysis that was on Wednesday or Friday. So I had this liquidity and I was expecting this price to retrace to this level, but price moved up without coming back into my level. So what was the next move on gold on 1 hour? We have this move here. We have this level. We have this level, and in this level there's a fair value gap. There's a fair value gap in this level. So definitely I want to see price come to take out this liquidity we have here. I want to see price take out that liquidity. So this is what we want to see. We want to see price retrace downward into this level and continue to the upside. And if this should fail, then we should be expecting this level. I want to see what price will do at this level. So these are the two levels I'm actually looking at for gold for this week. This is the first one. This is the first level, and this is the second level. So that's what I'm expecting on gold for this week. And whatever we are doing on gold this week, where is our target? If I'm taking this trade here, my first target is at this high. And don't forget, we have the overall high which we are trying to into this morning, or for this week, sorry. We have this supply at this point. We have this supply here. So this is what we want to see, whatever or which, if we are taking from this other block or we are taking from this one, our target is this zone. This is where I want to see this price get to for any reversal or maybe possible break to the upside. But this is our target. When price gets to this zone, then we'll know if we'll take maybe a possible sell or continuation to the upside. So I believe BTC and gold is well explained, and if there is any need for confirmation or anything, they will all be shared on the group. If I'm available to take any of the trades, when I'm taking them, I'm going to drop the coordinates on the group. But for now, I can't actually say I want to take this buy on this zone because this zone is very big. This is too large. This other block is too large. So I want to, okay, let's see if we can get a kind of like refinement on about 15 minutes on that zone. See this. Okay, so even if I'm to go with refinement, this is what I still have. So I think it's still large. I want to wait for confirmation entry because on the 15 minutes you can see the fair value gap is very visible. Even on the 1 hour, this is visible. We have this fair value gap here and it's very visible. So I want to see price respect this level. But if there is any violation, just like what I explained earlier, then you should be looking out for second zone, which is this. And why will I be going with this zone? I'll be going with this zone because of all of this liquidity we have here. So I want to see price. If price is to violate this level, I want to see price come to take out all of this trend and liquidity. All of this trend and liquidity. So we have two cases to actually what look out for on gold. And this is the first case, and here is the second case to look out for. So I believe BTC and gold is well explained on the charts are well explained, and there's nothing confusing on this chart. So the next pair we'll be going into is US oil. And if there is any pair you want us to look out for, drop them in the comment section so that we'll get to also look at those pairs too. Okay, so let me take everything out here. Alright, so on US oil, this is what the daily looks like. Let's check the weekly. But I think we're kind of like at the bottom of this. Okay, so from the weekly level, let's see if this other block was mitigated. Okay, this weekly demand level is yet to be mitigated, and as you can see, price is coming from what? A supply. Price is coming from a supply on the weekly. So let's step down to the daily level here. Alright, so from the daily we can still see that this is what we still have. The supply is still what? Or the sellers are still in control from this level. So this is what we have. Price moving down to the downside, and we have this point. So likely we should be expecting price to take this out, but there was something I saw on 4 hours that I dropped a buy within the week. I think we had a stop loss on that trade. So this is the 4 hours. This is the 4 hours. So price actually respected this supply here. Price actually respected this supply, and based on our overall directional bias, we should expect price to actually take this out, like take out this level. But looking at that and looking at the momentum I was seeing at this point, and from the 4 hours, it was looking like this zone was definitely going to reverse this price up. So I had this level on the 4 hours. I had this zone on the 4 hours. This was what I had on 4 hours level, and I went down to, I think that trade was on 1 hour. Okay, so this was what we had. Price has already mitigated the 4 hours level, and we had a change of character. Had this change of character at this level. Price also still took out this high. So I was just expecting what price moving into this level here, then possible take profit at this point, but we had a slash down in price below this point back into the 4 hour zone, and you can see this trade has back to our targeted take profit where we're expecting price to move into. So what was the next push on or next move on this? Let's get to look at the 2 hours. So on the 2 hours, let's put this way. So on the 2 hours, I want to see price come back into this level. So this is the level I'll be expecting us to sell from. So if we have any valid confirmation, we are selling from this level. This will serve as what? Our liquidity for us. I want to see this price pull all the way to the upside to that supply, because we are bearish. We are bearish. Let's get to look at if there's any possible buy. This zone has been mitigated with this candle. So even if the price should retrace down, we don't have any valid order block again to actually take continuation from. The only valid order block we had was this level here, and this has been mitigated. So should be expecting this price to pull all the way to this supply, then get to take our trades. So that's what we have on US oil. Let's look at US 30 and NAS 100. Okay, so this is US 30 on daily time frame. Let's get to mark up our charts. So at this point, we had a liquidity sweep. Had a breakout structure. So we had a breakout structure. We have this level. So this is what we had. And if you look at this level, there is a fair value gap below this liquidity low. I don't know if this is visible enough, but if you look at this other block, there is a fair value gap below this point, this candle wick. Let me put this here. So this is the low we had. If you look below this low, there's a fair value gap, and I think that's what the market came back into to actually mitigate on the daily. So from the daily, we are still bullish. From all of this, we are still bullish. Liquidity has been taken out. Price has mitigated what the daily order block. So let's look at the 4 hours. What we have on the 4 hours. So refining this order block. This is what we have. Our zone refinement. And you can also see that on the 4 hours, there was a fair value gap here. There was a fair value gap, and price has actually what? Mitigated this zone. So after the mitigation, you already know that, okay, we are looking at this high. This is the most protected high to look at. Okay, so looking at this level, we have this change of character. We have this change of character at this level. And where is the last order block for this? Have this level here. Have this other block here at that point, and I can see a break at this level again. Price giving us a break of structure on the 4 hours. So let's get to step down to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, let's get to refine this. So this is what we have on the 1 hour. We have this other level, and you can see we also have a break of structure at this point here. We have this break, and we have this zone still sitting here. So what are we expecting? We have this level, but we don't have any fair value gap on this level. So but let's get to see what will happen at this point, because we already have all of this liquidity. We already have this liquidity here for price to clear, and if price wants to work with this, better, but this will have been more better to actually go with. So if you actually want to, for the person that asks for US 30, if you want to at least go in with entry confirmation, since you already know that, okay, we have a target at this point we are working with, so whatever you're doing, this high here should be your first take profit. So that's what we have on US 30. Let's look at NAS 100. Have a break of structure at that point. Followed by another break of structure. Another break of structure at this point. At this point, this low has been taken out. So on the daily, we had this change of character on this daily, and from the daily we have this supply here that we want to see price come back into. So let's expand to the 4 hours. Okay, so this is 4 hours chart. Let's get to refine this to the proper order block. So this is what we have on the 4 hours. So within the internal price action, let's read the internal price action from this point. We have a change of character. We have a break of structure. We had a sweep, followed by another break of structure, and we had another break of structure to the downside. Now to the upside, we now have this valid change of character. At this point, and where is the last order block? We have this level. So let's go down to the one. I think this is giving similar price action on US 30. So this is what we also have on. So this is what we also have on NAS 100. So I think NAS 100 and US 30, they are having a similar price action. So this is the point we want to see this price come back into and continue to the upside. Let's look to the right, to the left, sorry, to see if there is any supply. On the 1 hour, I want to see price take out this liquidity resting here. Have this liquidity, and this is what should engineer this price to move all the way to this supply we had on the 4 hours. So from NAS 100 US 30, I want to still see price tap into this level and continue to the upside. And for US 30, I think that first order block should also get to work, except the sellers are in control. But from everything we have, this should be able to push price to the upside. Okay, let's look at Euro USD and AUD USD. Then those that trade those pairs, they should be able to use that to work on maybe NZD and SZD and GU, because we've not looked at the JPYs. Alright, so this is Euro USD on the daily time frame. This is Euro USD on the daily time frame. So we have this level. We have this on the daily, and we can see a valid break to the upside here. Had a valid break of structure. So we're expecting price to move into this level before continuing to the upside, but this supply at this level on the daily pulled back price to the downside. So let's go down to the 4 hours. So on the 4 hours, we have this level here, and just like what I explained during the Monday live section, I stated that I was expecting price, if price doesn't hold on this point, I was expecting this price to use this as an inducement and tap into this level, but price never came into this level. Instead, price made use of this point and moved to the upside. You can see price tapped into this 4 hours level, and that's why we had this push to the upside. So as of now, we are bullish on EU. So let's look at the 1 hour to know what next on EU. So this is it. Price tapped this level. We had what? A valid break. We had a change of character. First, let's get to look at the upside to know if we have any liquidity to target. So we have this level, and if you look at this level, there's a fair value gap. There's this fair value gap I'm seeing here. There's a fair value gap there. You can see we also have all of this liquidity. All of this liquidity here. No, sorry, I think as of last week Monday, there was this supply here that we're expecting this price to tap and continue to the downside, but you can see price tapped in, moved a bit to the downside before what? Price violating this point. So looking at this price action this morning, what do we have? We have this other block here. We have this other block, and before this other block, there's a fair value gap. We have all of this liquidity here. We have this liquidity. So we want to see price come back into this level before to the upside. But if this price gets into this zone before then this other block is no longer valid. So for this other block to be valid, this price has to drop to this point before going to the upside. If this price gets to this supply or this level that I marked above, then this other block is invalid. This other block is invalid. So let's look at AUD USD. I think let me just do a quick one on this, so at least we can cover maybe NZD and GU. So so this is AUD on the daily. We can see price tapped into the daily level, and the push to the upside, just as we expected. Price has tapped into this daily level where we had what? You can see a valid break to the upside. Let's check the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, price mitigated this level, and you can see the push to the upside on that 4 hours. So let's get to look at 1 hour price action. So on the 1 hour, this major high has been taken out. We have a break. We have a break at this level. We also have this break at this level. Price has already tapped into this demand here. This demand is no longer valid because this price came very close to that. So where is the next level we should be looking at for AUD? This has already created engineered liquidity for me. So I want to see price come back into this level. This is what I want to see. But previously, before we had this push to all of this point, I was expecting this price to come back to this level here. This was what I was expecting. I was expecting this drop to this level, but now price continued to the upside. So at this point, we want to see this price come back into this level, giving us a 15 minutes confirmation. Also, actually, we'll join the trend. So this is what we want to see. This, or if the price wants to still drop down, you have this level still. So these are the two zones we'll be looking at for. But for this morning, I want to see this, what 15 minutes will give to us on this. So this is what we have. Let's look at so from this analysis on Euro USD and AUD, you can actually use this to look at GU and NZD USD because they have similar price action. Okay, let's look at USD JPY. My very good friend that for 2 weeks now we've not been friends. Okay, so this is the target. This is the target we are trading towards, and we want to see this movement into this point. Now if you look at this particular setup, you can see this fair value gap here has been tapped into, and price has somehow also tapped into the supply. But if you look towards the left hand, yes, we have this supply, meaning this is what an inducement. So we expect price to want to see a runoff of this high on USD JPY from the daily. So stepping down to the 4 hours, what can we see on 4 hours? So on the 4 hours, let me take what we did last week out. On the 4 hours here, this is the last order block, and on the 4 hours, price has mitigated this order block. But there was something I said last week. I was like, I don't want to go with this zone because as of last week, I think we didn't have any of this engineered liquidity given to us, and I was of the opinion of I want to see this price actually maybe move into this level, possible price moving into this level. That was what I was expecting, and I said I will only trade from this level if price gives me engineered liquidity for that zone, and I think we've gotten that. So let's look at 1 hour to see if we'll be taking any value trade on USD JPY for this week, but it's been a long while and nothing on USD JPY. So if we are to go with the 1 hour order block, this is what we have on the 1 hour here. This is what we have on the 1 hour, and price is yet to mitigate this 1 hour level. Price is yet to mitigate this level. So working with entry confirmation, let's wait for price to sweep this low and tap into this point. Then I want us to actually use 15 minutes on this particular trade. We have to be very careful because it seems like it's already a missed opportunity, but nevertheless, patience is the key. At least we're able to wait for the trade to come back close to our zone. So at this point, I want to see this price drop down, then give us a valid confirmation. So maybe possible scenario this, then giving us a break, which gives us a change of character. Price comes back to this other block, then we should be able to at least targeting this high. This should be able to give us at least 1:3 to 1:4 if we are to trade from this zone. So all fingers crossed. If you're not on the WhatsApp group or on the Telegram group, please do it to check the description of this video and join those channels so that if there's any possible trade entries, we'll be able to catch all of them. This is December, and December is one of the months I trade very aggressively. For the past 3 years, December has been one of the months I trade very aggressively. So if you want to go all in with me this December, get ready to lose that account or get ready to what? Move that account to a significant figure. You hear what I said? Get ready to lose that account or get ready to move that account. So it's two ways. December is a period when I stay indoor more and I get to make sure that what I'm able to see what I can do, and I've done this for 3 years and it has been good, and moving with my positive mind. I also hope this year's own too will also be good, but also get ready in case it turns the other way around. It's normal. As you all know, trading is risky, and if you are not in for it, please stay off. At this point, if you've not actually giving a thumbs up to this live section, please do it to do that. It goes a long way in helping to grow this channel. And also this morning, I have something for everyone. If you're looking out for a prop firm or you want to start trading, maybe you've already taken your break from trading and you want to resume trading from January 2026, that's next year, and you are trying to maybe with the little fund you have, you want to buy a prop account. W Funded is giving a 50% discount on all of their accounts. So as low as $22 or there about 22 or $23, you'll be able to get a 5K account. So do where to take take good use of this opportunity. Don't allow this opportunity to pass you by, because it's rare to actually see all of these discounts. And this discount started as of yesterday, will be running today, and it will be closing by tomorrow. It's a 3 days discount. So check the description of this video, or you check the pinned comment on the comment section, sign up with the link and use the coupon code freedom, capital letter, to get a 50% discount. You can buy the account and maybe just make sure you place one trade for this month, because they have a 30 days rule that you must place a trade. So just make sure at least you place a trade to activate the account, then maybe you can start trading from next year if you want to resume trading from January. But just make sure you're able to get as many accounts you can get within today and tomorrow with this 50% discount. Make sure you go through all the rules and regulations for that particular prop. Payout is guaranteed within 24 hours, but make sure you go through the rules. So be sure that you understand the trading rules, because every prop firm has its own, but their rules are flexible. So do well to check out the rules, very important, before you purchase any prop firm account. But this is a good opportunity for those maybe you don't have enough capital or something. Make good use of this opportunity. Hit the registration link in the comment section and sign up and use the coupon code there to get a 50% discount on all account sizes, both 2 free accounts or 1 free account. And if there is any issue, please do it to leave your complaint at the comment of any of the videos on this channel, or hit me on WhatsApp. going to follow up with your complaints and any issue you're having in purchasing any of their accounts. And if maybe you need more instructions on the rules, or if there are any rules you don't understand, please do where to reach out to me. Let me explain it to you before buying that account. Don't get the account if you don't understand the rules. It's very, very important. It's very, very important because what? I don't like people going into what they don't understand. So before you get the account, if there's anything you don't understand on the site, or if there's any rule you're not comfortable with, please reach out to me for me to explain to you better. And if you don't like the prop firm, or if you're not okay with it, then just pass by. But I felt like for those that maybe would like to make good use of this opportunity, this is a perfect opportunity for you to actually get that prop account this year for a very little fee, for a very little fee. So do well to take good use of this opportunity before you now. Okay, so let's look at GBP JPY before we call it a day. All right, so this is JPY on the 1 hour, and I'm just not okay with this setup. This is something we are looking at from last week. I just want to go into detail of daily and all of those things. We've been waiting for GBP JPY from this level, and this price never came into. Instead, the price made use of this order block at this point, and you can see price moved up. And we're actually looking at this level because we were looking at this fair value gap below this point, but price never came into this level. And at this point, we have this order block, and as I do trade, I don't trade any other block without fair value gap. So at this point, if there's a confirmation to actually take this, I might likely share it, but personally I don't like trading a point without fair value gap. So I want to see either price sweeping this point, or whatever is the case, I don't have any bias on GBP JPY. I'm not looking out for any bias, or I'm not looking out for any side. I don't have any pending order on this particular setup. But based on the overall trend of the market, we are bullish. And that's why I have that other block in place. So you can see on the daily, price has been bullish. So for now, the price is still bullish, and we still want to expect the bullish continuation to the upside. You can see on 4 hours, this is what we have, a zone here. This is another block for price to be able to respect to the upside. But if price respects it to the upside, good. If it also fails, whatever is the case, we only react to anything that is being presented to us. But for now, I don't have any business with the current price action. So we'll come to the end of today's live stream. So if you've not actually given a thumbs up to this live section, please do that. And I want to actually take out my time to actually appreciate each and every one of us that have actually been showing up for this live section, even if it's once or this is your first time. And for those persons that have actually been tuning in every day, like back to back every week, showing up, supporting this channel, trying to make sure that they help us also grow this channel, because when you show up, it's also a means of supporting me and the team. So thank you for always supporting us. Thank you for always showing up, and I hope that by next week, the number that we'll have on this live stream will be more than this. So do well to always share this channel with your friends, your family, your colleague, everyone, for them to come get this knowledge you are also getting. So I want to see each and every one of us get to invite one or two to come join us, and not just joining us on our live stream, but being a member of this channel. They should go through the videos, the classes we had, or the just concluded classes. I created a playlist. I think I named it is it full or complete forex course. You can also go to that playlist, watch all of the videos we have there, and they will get to understand what we do here every morning. And I think that's out there free. You're not paying for that. So just go to the channel, take your time, watch and study. And if if you are having any issues, just leave your question below any of the videos you're having issues with, and definitely I'm going to reply your issue. And if there is something that needs a follow-up case, maybe me drop my WhatsApp number for you to actually chat me, definitely I will do that so that I can actually help you sort out your problem. So thank you once again, and do have a blessed week. Definitely we hope and we pray that December is going to be a blessed one for all of us. So see you again same time next week, Monday. Do have a blessed week. Bye.